Hello and welcome to Golden Drip. I am your host, Megan Milenovich, and we are talking all things romantic relationships today. Sources POV on them, how to attract your dream desired romantic relationship, all the things. But first, I'm looking at myself in the video and I'm losing my tan. I'm tanorexic, however you want to call it, and I have been off my tanning game. Not tanning bed, I'm just talking about laying out. I know it's funny, maybe it's for the better. I'm looking at myself if you're watching on the video. Maybe it's for the better because I was seeing even this morning that I'm 76% in alignment for skin cancer. Yes, with intuition, I could test percentages. I can also scan the body and see light and dark content in your body and even see what I'm quote unquote in alignment for to happen if I don't shift emotional imbalances. There is an emotional imbalance for any physical ailment, disease, diagnosis, pain that you are experiencing. And I was on my walk this morning and I was checking in, and even on my walk, I got down to 66%. It is easy sometimes as a simple mental shift. You're like, well, you only went to 66%. 66% alignment for it is better than 76%. Duh. And there are just other things brewing in the pot. That's probably why I haven't felt pulled to lay out, because I need to treat my skin nice for the moment. Not saying the sun is bad. If anything, the sun gets a bad rap, but kind of like anything, you can overdo it, and I do overdo it, it being laying out. Now that we covered housekeeping, let's get into romantic relationships. It is a really, really fun topic to talk about. Who doesn't like dreaming about their soul mates or soul complement, which is what I will talk about. But first, let's talk about sources POV on it. I say source, insert God, the universe, whatever higher power you believe in. Let's talk about the purpose of relationships in our lifetimes. Your romantic relationship is the single thing that will help you accelerate your soul growth more than anything else. The only thing I could think that would accelerate your soul growth more is your business. And when I say your business, I just mean your soul purpose, what you were meant to do on earth. So instead of business, if that doesn't resonate with you, just say your purpose. Your purpose. I don't even love saying that your purpose accelerates your soul growth, because everything around you is just mirroring any emotional truths you are holding on to meant to align you the most with your purpose. And one of the areas of life that really, really accelerates your purpose more than anything else is your romantic relationship. If you're in one right now, I'm sure you can think of something off the top of your head of where your romantic partner was very reflective of you. And when I say very reflective of you, insert very triggering to you. Your romantic partner knows how to push buttons that will ignite your deepest insecurities, your deepest emotional imbalances more than anything else on the planet. So yes, the purpose to be in a romantic relationship is to experience that love, that connection, that compassion, and passion in general. So yes, the purpose of the romantic relationship is to experience that love, nurturing, compassionate, and passionate love, that deep connection with the person, but that person is also meant to accelerate your soul growth. You two have soul contracts with each other. Before we come down to earth, we have soul contracts with people, and your romantic partner has a soul contract to you, for lack of better words, to trigger you and to give you that love and all the things, to align you with your highest timeline. And why I'm harping on that is because a lot of things you'll see on TikTok, in self-help books, in any type of book, really, any podcast, they'll say, if he's cheating on you, he's a narcissist, blah, blah, dump him, you're worth more, he's not worth your time, yada, yada, yada. Stop. That is the best thing to happen to you. Yes, him cheating on you is the best thing to happen to you, because you attract what you are an energetic match for. Your romantic partner, again, is reflecting any little emotional imbalance, any action that you were holding to be true in the moment, good or bad. So if your partner cheated on you, they're just reflecting some area of your life that you're not committing to, that you're not prioritizing, that your higher self wants you to prioritize in order to align you with your highest timeline. This is where social media and all the relationship gurus and the therapists and whatnot, this is where they get it wrong. It's not once a cheater, always a cheater. It's okay, why did he cheat on me? Ask yourself, how did that make you feel? He's not committed to me. He's not prioritizing me. He's not taking into account what I need from the relationship. Reflect, ask yourself, and look inwards and see, where are you not giving these needs to yourself, and start there. So sources POV, your relationship, your romantic relationship is meant to help you grow. And what's cool is we are all contracted to have a romantic partner in our lifetimes. I don't really see anyone or anything that is meant to be solo for their entire life. So if you're thinking you're gonna be single forever, get that out of your brain. You are literally contracted to be in a romantic relationship with someone. And there are multiple people who you can be contracted with. to be in a long-term husband and wife or wife and wife or husband, whatever it is. There are multiple people who you can be contracted with that are highly compatible with you. And then there is that one soul complement who is the literal perfect match, the yin to your yang. How do you say the yin to your yang? Am I saying that right? I'll get more into that in a second. But it is super, super important to know that it's actually a better thing if your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband and wife is more triggering to you. The more your romantic relationship triggers you, the higher compatibility you two are. And again, that's what is wrong in social media. They'll tell you to dump the dude before figuring out how you're actually creating that, why you are an energetic match for that. And if you're single right now, you're an energetic match for that too. And before I get into that, yes, there is divine timing, meaning you can be doing all the quote unquote right things right now, but the universe will not give you that desired romantic relationship, because there are other things that you need to do first that if you had that romantic relationship, it would actually distract you. So yes, there is that component of divine timing. It can even be like, no, you need to experience being single a little longer so that you can help others overcome that same thing, that mindset maybe of, oh, I'll never meet anyone. Oh, I'm trying everything and it just fucking sucks. There is divine timing. There is a time and place where you could be doing, again, quote unquote, all the right things, but source, the universe, or higher self are just like, no, we're not going to give you the romantic relationship right now. However, majority of the time, you are an energetic match for whatever is going on in your life. So if you're single, there's something you're holding on to be true that is causing you to be single. If you're in a narcissistic relationship, I hate how much that's tossed around. Yes, on a human level, we know those narcissistic behaviors are not kosher. However, if that person is acting that way towards you, you are an energetic match for it. I get it's really humbling to think, my God, I'm an energetic match for this, and I'm treating myself this way. Maybe right, people always say the term gaslighting. It's really just like you're not understanding yourself in some area of your life. So this person is just like creating this fictitious story or exaggerating it to make it seem like it's your fault. Well, maybe you're doing that to yourself. I shouldn't say maybe, you are doing that to yourself in some area of your life. You wouldn't be an energetic match for the gaslighting if you were not doing that to you. And before we even dip into max compatibility relationships and things like that, we need to get our brains on board with that. Your relationships are meant to trigger you. If you don't shift that trigger, that emotional imbalance causing that trigger, and you dump the person, trust me when I say in your next relationship, you're going to create that on a higher scale. It's not like the thing just goes away. Unless you want to be in a very, very uncompatible relationship, which even if you are in the very uncompatible relationship, you will still create these triggers. You can't escape them. Change the mindset. They're the best thing that happened for you. You get the biggest high and the most amount of joy when you overcome these obstacles, especially with a romantic partner. It just builds your foundation that much stronger. So if your partner is triggering you, not understanding you, insert whatever, let's not even say trigger. Let's just say your romantic partner is behaving, acting, speaking in an undesirable way, and something that is not what you want. You have to ask yourself, okay, how does this make me feel? This makes me feel judged, misunderstood. Oh my God, this makes me feel angry. Where am I being that way towards myself? Life is a mirror. All of your areas of life are just bouncing off of each other to show you where to focus on, where to shift emotional imbalances in, because we have many areas of life. When these triggers pop up in the romantic relationship area of life, yes, are there things in that area of life that you can do to shift that trigger? Of course. For instance, if you're always yelling and combative with your partner, that's a simple fix. Stop doing that. What good comes from that? Not saying you can't pop off from time to time. I don't want to say that either. But yes, make that change in that area of life. But the true root cause emotional imbalance as to why your romantic partner is treating you the way they are is because of another area of life that you are ignoring, that your higher self wants you to shift, because once shifted, that will align you the most with your soul purpose. And your soul purpose, again, is what you came back on earth to do. Let me give you an example of this in my own life. My loser boyfriend dumped me years ago. Yes, we had good times in our relationship. We also had bad times. And when I look back, he was not prioritizing me the way I wanted him to. And I didn't know this work at the time. So I had to look inward and see, okay, in hindsight, yeah, I wasn't prioritizing myself in career, with my physical form. I wasn't training my intuition. And he was reflecting that on a 10 out of 10 level sometimes. And until you grasp this concept that you create your reality, that your partner is just acting out your energetic field. In your energetic field contains all your thoughts, actions, and beliefs that you're currently holding to be true. Everything and everyone in your life is reflecting that back to you, but especially your romantic partner. And you cannot be in your max compatibility romantic relationship, this is channeled from source, until you have this, until you understand and grasp and embody this concept that you are the creator of your reality, until you start taking radical responsibility and ownership over your life. I also say that because I was in victimhood for a majority of my life. Fuck the dude. If he's not spending time on me, I'm not spending time on him. He's a cheater. He's a liar. It is physically impossible for you to be in your soul complement romantic relationship. Soul complement, again, is that maximum compatibility person literally created for you and vice versa. Not just for you. That sounds so like blood contracty, but this person is your exact complement. And when that person is your exact complement, they will be highly triggering to you. And if you don't understand this, you can't attract that. You get one chance to meet this person. If you would meet this person when you're, I don't even know, let's just say when you're in prime victimhood. I'll use me as an example. When you're in your 20s in prime victimhood, there's no fucking way I'm meeting my soul complement at that point. Because I would fuck it up. He would be highly reflective of me. I didn't have any comprehension or understanding of how the universe works. And there's no way, even if we did meet, there's no way we would have stayed with each other. Imagine this person will reflect your emotional imbalances at a 10 out of 10 level. You need to have this understanding of this is perfect. This person is only reflecting something I'm holding to be true right now that is not desirable and is actually holding me back from aligning with my highest timeline. This trigger is the best thing to happen for me. I hate saying you need, but you need to understand this concept before you attract the dude, the max compatibility partner. So with that being said, let's go over the 4 categories of compatibility. You can be compatible with a partner in 4 areas: emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Physical is exactly what it sounds like, your physical chemistry. Are you attracted to him? Is he attracted to you? Mental is your ability to have conversations with this person. Can you just talk to them forever? Spiritual being, not even that you necessarily need to have the exact same religious beliefs, but let's say, I'll use me for an example. My soul complement, spiritually when I look in, is not in this world. However, does he respect, understand, and love that I'm in this world? Yes, that's what a soul complement is. The dude doesn't have to be another intuitive like me. If anything, that would be a fucking nightmare. He just needs to respect and enjoy hearing me talk about it and enjoy me doing my purpose, being an intuitive. So again, it's your relationship with God, things like that. You don't even need to believe in the same gods. Just you respect the other person's values in the spiritual area of life. And then emotional, again, that emotional connection, that love you have for each other. So before I get into soul complements, let me talk about soulmates. Soulmates are 4 out of 4 max compatibility. What makes them different from a soul complement is the complement is the exact match to you. Let me use an example. Let's say I'm really feminine and I love to do fucking nothing, right? My soul complement will be the masculine of wanting to take action. You two fit each other like a glove. For soulmates, still 4 out of 4 compatibility, and everyone has about 4 to 6 that they're contracted to in their lifetimes. So again, they are compatible physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. What fucks with people is that they don't know about this universal law that life mirrors you, and that soulmate, same with the soul complement, will trigger you. You two won't know how to be in a relationship with each other. And then you'll break up or you won't even be in a relationship before it starts. That's why you'll see a lot of people settle for a 1 out of 4 or a 2 out of 4. Because it's easier and they don't understand this universal law. The universal law being your romantic partner will trigger you and is meant to help you grow. You need to see these triggers as perfect and then shift them. And let's say you are even in a 1 out of 4 or 2 out of 4 romantic relationship. There's good and bad in everything. There is good in being in a 1 or 2 out of 4 romantic relationship. I've been in them. Trust me, it's still triggering. It's still helping me grow. Instead of just dumping the person because you're like, I'm going to find my soul complement. I don't want to be with this person. A lot of times we're not even hitting our max capacity within these categories, meaning let's say you're in a 1 out of 4 romantic relationship, and let's say the one category that you are the most compatible in is physical. You have a very strong physical connection. But let's say in spiritual and mental that you have a 75% compatibility in that. Let's say you're only tapping into 40% out of that 75, right? Fill that gap and see how fulfilling your life is because of it. And then let's say the 4th category of emotional, let's say you're only 50% compatible. Max out that 50% in the relationship, and that other 50%, give that love to yourself. Find a way to fulfill your life by giving that love to yourself. Definitely not telling people to go out and start dumping their significant others if you're having this moment of, what the hell, am I in a 1 or 2 out of 4 romantic relationship right now? I'm here to tell you, who cares? If you are happy, if you are fulfilled, stay with the person. I'm more calling to action for you than to fill out the gap between where you're at currently with your romantic relationship and where you could be. Because I'm telling you right now, if you're not aware of this work, there probably is a gap. And I know that because I've been there. Let's even say you're a 1 out of 4 and that 1 is emotional. And let's say even you guys have this maximum compatibility in emotional, you're only tapping into 30% of it. How can you fill that gap and give that love to each other, to yourself? That person can only love you as much as you love yourself. That's a universal law as well. Again, you're an energetic match for your reality and you create your reality. So if you're not loving yourself unconditionally, you're putting up this huge ass wall for that person who then is unable to give you unconditional love to you. Ask yourself, if you're in a current relationship, how can I begin to raise these levels in these other categories to be the most fulfilled in my romantic relationship? And again, it starts with you. Take radical responsibility. Yes, of course, go on date nights, have conversations with each other instead of just sitting in front of the TV, scrolling on your phone. But then also ask yourself, how can I mentally stimulate myself? How can I create passion in my own life so that I create passion physically in my romantic relationship? Because trust me, a low sex drive, this is what I hate, because I've been seeing this on social media and podcasts, and it's been actually driving me up a fucking wall. Just people thinking they're asexual. I'm like, what does that even mean? You think you're asexual? I've been seeing people saying, you know you're a high frequency soul when you feel asexual. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. You're coining that? That's a low sex drive. And why you have a low sex drive is because you don't have passion in your life. If you're not passionate about your own life, why would your partner be passionate about you? Again, you create your reality. Yes, you can blame the dude all he wants for not setting up dates, for not making the first move. He is not doing that because there is something in your energetic field that is preventing him from doing so. What is the truth is, if you are a high frequency soul, you're not going to feel the most fulfilled in these 1 or 2 out of 4 romantic relationships. Something will feel off. I am on board with that. That is source truth. It doesn't mean some high frequency souls still don't go into that 1 or 2 out of 4 romantic relationship. There are a lot of other external factors and opinions and quote unquote norms that we take on as our own. Like, for instance, you should be married before the time you're 30. You should start having kids by the time you're 30. Fuck all that. From a source POV that does not even resonate, you can have a kid when you're 40. And people do have kids in their 40s. But again, some high frequency souls will marry the 1 or 2 out of 4. It's not a bad thing. Again, I do not want to make it sound like that's a negative connotation. It's not. What I'm telling you is, don't give in to societal pressures. And if it resonates with you that maybe why you're single, why you don't attract guys or a significant other so easily, is because you are a high frequency soul that needs and requires that emotional depth, and that you don't need just anyone or anything to give that to you. That is code for a high frequency soul. So let's get into the soul complement portion of the podcast. Your soul complement is the yin to your yang. I think I finally said it right. It is the person where every single attribute about them is complementary to every single attribute about you. It's different from a soulmate, because with a soulmate, you are highly max compatible with them in all 4 areas. Again, emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual. But not every single attribute about the soulmate is complementary to every single attribute about you. Your soul complement is. They will feel like the best and worst thing to happen to you. Why the best? Because you'll feel the maximum potential fulfilled. Nothing will feel more fulfilling than that. Why it's the worst is because they will also be highly reflective of any emotional imbalance you are holding on to that needs to be shifted, and they will reflect it at an 11 out of 10 level. They will reflect things that you didn't even realize that you were holding on to be true. 95% of your thoughts live in your subconscious, but imagine even if it was possible to go deeper than the subconscious. They will reflect that in the most annoying / best way possible. Again, it's the best thing to happen for you. You need to understand this in order to be in a relationship with this person. It is the best thing to happen to you because they will align you with your purpose more than anything else. So how do you begin to attract your soul complement? First things first, you need to be on your purpose. And yes, everything you're doing is aligned with your purpose, but I'm talking you are laser focused This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. For instance, for me, when I was a physical therapist, yes, that was my sole purpose, but I am meant to be an intuitive. So there was no way I was going to attract my soul complement while I was a physical therapist. Yes, I was on the path to discovering I'm an intuitive, but I needed to be doing this for a living before, and that goes for everyone, before you can even think about calling your soul complement in, beginning to attract him. And I'm not saying you need to be years into your purpose and making the 7 figures before you call him in, but do you need to be taking aligned action on the highest timeline? Yes. You don't need to have it all figured out before you meet him, but you need to get out of victimhood. You need to be on your purpose. You need to understand that you create your reality and own that. Second, you need to begin cultivating fun, creativity, and passion in your life. That is a huge part of magnetism. Let me ask you this. Are you more attracted to a person who is just sitting there, hating life, fuck this attitude? Or are you more attracted to a person who has drive, is having fun, has a passion and fruitfulness to life? I'm going to say the latter, but to attract that person, you need to do that first. How do you create passion in your life? For instance, today I'm even going shooting. I have a gun private. And you're like, what the fuck? How does that create passion in your life? Because I'm good at it, and I cannot begin to tell you how even creative and how much of an energy release happens during and after I go shooting. It is something I enjoy doing. I remember one time I created a video on my way home. I was talking in the car, and at the time it was one of my most engaged, highly viewed videos, and that's all a byproduct of first creating passion in my own life, which led to creativity and expression, which led to magnetism. So first, you need to be on your soul purpose. Second, you need to be magnetic through creativity, passion, fun. And for the third, I'm going to lump a few things together because I feel like they are all extremely similar in their meaning. And that's patience, trust, and detaching. I was the person, and to this day I have to check myself, who wanted instant gratification for everything. If you want that, if you're not playing the long game, if you're not seeing the big picture, you will get your nervous system in such a hizzy. And when your nervous system is in a hizzy, you're not attracting anything. Not the romantic relationship, not the money, not anything. Not the dream body. But for the purpose of this podcast, you're not attracting the dude. Patience. Trust that it is all working out. Trust that every aligned action that you take with your purpose, with creating fun, passion, and drive, trust that is all bringing you closer to meeting your soul complement, even though physically it might not feel like it. Everything is 100% energetic and 100% physical. You have to feel and embody the emotions of someone who has attracted their soul complement before you actually physically attract your soul complement. So trust. And what does detaching from the outcome do? If you're putting things on a pedestal, if you're desperado, a gremlin you want, I've been there a million times over, that actually deters the thing from flowing to you. Right? When a guy comes off desperate for you, maybe he's double and triple texting you, maybe he's needy, whatever it is that not the biggest ick? That's a deterrent. So if you are putting your dream desired romantic relationship on the pedestal, knock it off, detach from the outcome altogether. Know that it's, again, it goes back to trust. Trust that it's happening. I shouldn't even say that it's happening. Trust that it has happened, past tense. Because if something already happened, you wouldn't be putting it on the pedestal. You'd be detached from it. And if you're like, Megan, I don't know what my purpose is. How do I create passion in my life? I'm trying all the things, but I cannot detach. Those are things I specifically channel for you in a one-on-one private session. But we all have intuition. So just start here with the basics. I'm sure there are so many of you, if not all of you, nodding your head out there being like, oh my God, I'm so desperate. I say that because I've been there. However you think that romantic relationship will make you feel, you need to give that to yourself first. Again, you're an energetic match for your reality. So if you're not giving yourself unconditional love, if you're not generating passion in your life, if you're not seeing yourself as magnetic, if you're not being in your feminine, how do you expect your dream guy to do that to you? It's physically impossible. He won't. You want the guy to take action, plan the dates, do something without you asking, right? That's very masculine. You need to be in your feminine first. You need to be lean back energy, knowing it's all happening for you, non-desperado. And again, channeling things specific to you is a private thing, but start here. Oh, guys, thank you for listening to this. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about. I feel like because I am certified and qualified in this, I've had guys ghost me, been in situationships, had the loser guy dumped me, I've been in eras where I'm attracting no one. That's why I'm standing on business as I say this. You create your reality, and your romantic area of life is just reflecting that. Because in every single one of those eras, I'm like, oh yeah, I wasn't committing to me there. Yeah, I wasn't generating passion in my life there. I hated my life there, and the dude was reflecting that. Start to take ownership of your life, and only goodness can come from that. But that is it for me today. I know in future podcasts I will continue to talk about romantic relationships. But until then, I will see you next week.